We've been asked to do an ice bucket challenge by Bob White, our producer. But I had to look at it. This is to make people aware of ALS, and I wasn't sure really what that was.
Yeah, it's the American League system.
That's what I thought, because Lou Gehrig was a Yankee.
That's right,
And
he was American League system, man.
But it's a disease that he got, and they had to make that movie with him because of it. Gary Cooper and that, and Babe Ruth in that movie too. But so we're just making you aware of all that by doing this.
Are you about ready?
I was born ready.
Come with us, we're the outdoorsers, and we'll explore nature and the great outdoors. We'll be hiking and biking, fishing, hunting, camping, and maybe even putt-putt too. Come with us, 'cause we know it much better than you do. The Outdoorsers with
Red Snapper
and Lark Bunting.
Almost forgot that part.
I like that.
Yeah.
So when Bob White said we're going to do a nice bucket challenge, I figured, well, we'll just bring our buckets and do our challenge, and see what people, see what we say when we do it. See how we figure it out.
So taking selfies on the camera, it's kind of nice having other people take your selfies for you. Then you can just sit there and take it.
It's not a selfie though, then. See?
What?
Yeah, it'd be like whoever took it. Like we get Petey's. If Pete takes our picture, we get a Petey. It's not a selfie unless you take it.
Real?
Yeah.
Oh, for crying out loud.
And then they had that whole problem with people taking a big group. Just because it's one person, the rest of the people are in it too. So it's not a self. It's a groupie. Groupie like that.
Oh, well, for crying out. Okay. There you have it. You learned it here. Thank you. Lukewarm weak coffee is the best there is.
Have you ever noticed that when you're out camping, usually camping when you're out at night, out under the stars, you might be, winding down a yard dart tournament or something, but you hear that train in the distance. And it's a poetic feeling, really. It makes you realize why you like the outdoors.
I always enjoyed it with the kids, with those lawn darts. Have them run out into the yard and toss the lawn darts.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun, especially with the train in the background. It was so nice. Felt good.
It added to it. It added like a whippoorwill, only it's a train.
That's right.
We're going to do this thing now. Bob White said he wanted us to do an ice bucket challenge.
Oh.
And you brought yours, right?
I brought mine. Yeah. I have a beautiful one.
So we're
really nice.
We're going to challenge to see who's got the nicest bucket.
Yes. Yeah, and this is for ALS with the American League system, and it's the Nice Bucket Challenge. And here we are.
And so my bucket, to do a Nice Bucket Challenge, my bucket, I brought in this one.
And for my Nice Bucket Challenge, I have this one. Hello? Excuse me, I need to answer this. Gotta put my lukewarm coffee into the nice bucket.
So my bucket for this challenge is it's blue, it's 5 gallon. I don't know how we're supposed to decide which is the nicest one.
Well, we can know. Mine is. Hello? That doesn't work.
Now here's look at that. If that's not the nicest bucket you ever saw.
That is a pretty blue bucket.
Yeah. It's got this handle. See, it's 5 gallon. 5 gallon bucket. And there it is.
I like that.
Now that'll, it's got, you can carry it if it's, heavy. You can probably put it on your head. you know, if it's raining or whatever. And like that. Let's see. Yeah, I'd fit right over your head. And you can do a special effect with a sound. I don't know if you can hear us, Pete. It sounds really echoey like this. It's kind of fun. So my bucket's really nice.
All right, so here's my bucket. This is a beautiful white bucket.
Hello? So it's blue. It's 5 gallons. It's a good blue too. It's really it's a natural blue is what you call it. Like in outdoors, that feels like a good new blue right there.
But this nice bucket can hold my lukewarm coffee. See?
Yeah.
That makes this one the better of the two. This is like that gasoline company that used to be around the country. You could drive into the pure gasoline station. This is it, pure white. The best part about this is this bucket talks about safety. And it tells you to make sure that you keep your children away from this bucket, because children can put their heads in the bucket, like what Lark was doing, except the other way around, and they can hurt themselves. So be careful, very careful.
Yeah, that kid's got a little salad or something in that bucket there, and he shouldn't do that.
No, you shouldn't eat out of a bucket unless you're a horse.
Yeah.
And he's reaching for maybe some fish also, a fish salad maybe. Anyway, this is my bucket, and I claim that this is the nice bucket.
Now, is that a 5 gallon or a 4.6 liter?
Well, this is a 4.6, but it's not as heavy.
Oh,
See, the older people are going to have trouble with your bucket. This one is more nicer.
Even though mine's got that natural blue, it's got that's a good bucket.
That's a wonderful
But
bucket.
I believe that red's might be nicer.
Well, it has a safety feature. Yours does not.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you have it.
Red Snapper wins our nice bucket challenge by having the nicer bucket of the two, because it held his lukewarm weak coffee. So now we're going to challenge Pete Moss to do that, but he'd be by himself, so he'd win pretty easy.
He'd win,
But he needs it. He needs a good win, a victory for Pete Moss. And remember to look up ALS and find out what all Lou Gehrig's about.
Thank you.
That's our challenge. We did a nice bucket challenge there, and you got the nicest bucket, Red.
Yeah. Red Snapper.
Lark Bunting, and don't forget to look up and make yourself aware of Lou Gehrig and his problems and all that, the American League and the ALS, and learn about it, because a lot of people don't know about it, and they're just
they're often a quandary.
Yeah.
The American League system. I remember that he stood there at first base and he kind of leaned over and he tipped his hat down, put it back on, tears in his eyes.
Yeah.
It was moving.
Yeah. He was in High Noon too. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did. That's
yeah.
and Saratoga Trunk, which is a fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he was Sergeant York. That was kind of scary because there was guns.